Okay, so what's gonna happen here is this short little video it's very short, and it's gonna show one frame that was either superimposed or part of a larger event and deleted, and they just missed that frame either on purpose to save, or else they wanted me to see it, or else they were wondering or testing to see if I would see it. Really doesn't matter. There's a lot of possibilities, and all of them are plausible, because if you knew anything about these twisted people, they're the most corrupt, conniving, conspiring, you know, actors, members, elements, whatever you want to call it. Wouldn't call them people because they're moral. Wouldn't call them criminals because they hide behind the church. They are criminals, but the church protects them. And as far as I'm concerned, they get away with anything they want. Now, this video here will show you how they deleted the footage and how one frame remained. And I don't have any computer, so I can't access the NVR properly to get good video out of it. So this is just bad quality, but I'm just doing my best to try and show you what's happening. What I'm doing at the beginning of the video is I'm clicking through like frame by frame, and you'll hear it click. I'm mumbling, talking on top of it, but you'll hear it click in certain parts, and that's me clicking on the mouse, clicking the frame by frame, and then you'll see the image of the stick sticking up, and then later on I'll click it one more frame, and then it'll disappear. So you'll see that it's only for one frame. The important thing here is that please realize that these are air-gapped machines. These machines are not connected to the internet with wireless, Bluetooth, or Ethernet cable. These people are, these criminals, these Anglican Bible College students, more theological Bible College students, these Anglican criminals next door, I'm thinking it's coming from there, or one of their collaborators. I'm guessing it's coming from there because the signal is the closest. And he's been there since day one. And since day one, we've had computer problems and issues with our computers, computer break-ins, unstable, insane computer environments, and evidence of people tampering with the system. So this is unacceptable, and this is wrong. The fact that he gets away with it, and the fact that everybody covers it up, and everybody licks his balls and pats his back and like he's some kind of freaking superhero, is ridiculous. He never did it. These techniques were taught to him. I am certain of it. They're too advanced, and they're too clear-cut and templated to, what I mean by that is no real time was spent. I know they surveyed, and I know that they targeted attacks, but after I removed the wireless and Bluetooth cards, there was a cessation, a stopping in the attacks. He was pouting and stomping around and slamming doors and having a pissing contest, or a hissy fits, and he was pissed off. And for a few days, I thought I had succeeded in keeping him out. I thought that removing the wireless cards had succeeded. He left for the weekend with his wife. Someone else stayed in that unit, and within 12 hours, a stranger, an older guy, not a student, I don't think, and within 12 hours, they were in the system again. So I think that whoever stayed in that unit when he was gone figured out how to crack into the system with pre-designed template attacks. So these were pre-designed, and I'm guessing that the stranger who stayed in there was with the government. And I'm saying that because Premier Mike Baird goes to the same church as another guy that goes here and was involved in the attacks, and this other guy that goes here and was involved in the attacks was friends with him. They were friends, and they were always collaborating and helping each other. The guy that went to the same church as Premier Mike Baird was a student minister, I think, for a year. So I'm certain I've seen him whispering with some people around here, and he's a conniver and a manipulator, and he prides himself on social engineering and social media, and he likes to he likes to play the Viper. He likes to play this behind the scenes guy, and whoever that, there's a character in the Lord of the Rings that he reminds me of, not Gollum, but It's this like slither tongue guy who whispers in the ear of this king and gets the king to do what he wants. It reminds me of that guy. And really ratty and conniving and miserable, and 700 people on Facebook, that kind of guy. I have no idea why people are friends with people like this. I have no idea why people like this get away with what they get away with. I think it's fear, basically. I think that everybody in the church is allowed to say anything, afraid to say anything, because if they say something, they're going to be disowned and kicked out of the church, and they won't get the perks. They won't get the free bread or the vegetable deliveries like they do, which is a topic for another conversation, isn't it? Anyways, yeah, they do. They get trucks come in here from Woolies and stores and drop off bread and food for them to eat, and they all clamor around like pigs to the trough. Anyways, so I think that nobody says anything because they don't want to lose the perks, and they're here in Bible college, and I don't think they want to jeopardize their chance of getting a good job when they're done. So it goes on and on and on, and it's been going on since the beginning. I mean, I can hear him in the unit over next door right now, just creaking around, or his wife, and no doubt that they're listening. I mean, I've caught them standing outside our door, listening into our door when we're having a conversation with their ear to the wall. I've heard them in the ceiling, going into the ceiling and eavesdropping on us while we're having talks. So I mean, it's insane. There's nothing these people won't do. They're completely immoral. They think they're completely untouchable. They think like they own this everything. It's insane, and nobody does anything to stop them. So I'm gonna go now, but I hope that you can understand the video, the footage with the NVR and the missing footage that was deleted, and the one frame that remains. There's lots of other strange anomalies with the NVR system that show and prove that the machine is being tampered with. But if you take it to anybody, they just say, where's your proof? Where's your evidence? Well, this is evidence. Oh, it's not good enough. Nothing's really good enough, is it? And with these incinerate attacks, it's underneath the operating system, so there is no evidence except for whatever they do. I can see them moving. I can see them moving around in the system. I can see changes in temp that shouldn't be happening. The temporary file directory. I can see changes that shouldn't be happening. I see activity that should not be happening, but there's no evidence because they're underneath the system. I mean, they're going underneath the firewall. I turn the firewall off and they're going underneath it. So they're doing the same thing with the NVR. They're going underneath the operating system, and they're hitting the data stream directly. They're hitting the bus directly. And I don't know how they do that, but they're computer scientists, and they've got tons of help, and they've got help at the highest levels of anybody hired by the government. So I mean, whatever's the highest level of help they can get, that's what they're getting. He's not doing this by himself. He's not like some superhero hacker. He's not. He's a twat, and he's smart. He's really smart, but he's getting help. And I think that it's a shame that the people are helping him, and I think it really makes me, irks me that to watch their behavior as well. They laugh, they mock, they taunt, they enjoy it. They look at you as an enemy, and they want you to be an enemy. If you weren't an enemy, they'd create an enemy out of you, or they'd create an enemy out of somebody else. They need an enemy, and if it's not me, it's a Muslim, and if it's not a Muslim, it's a Sikh, or Indians, or boat people, or whoever. Pick and choose. It doesn't matter. All they want to do is be number one. Be number one in a white Australian. Well, actually, now there's some, Asians in the church too, but the point is that they want to be number one, and they're going to use this technology to dominate and be number one. Any opposition, any journalists, any artists, or any writers that are saying stuff that they don't like, they can get rid of everything, and they can tamper with the person's computers, and they can make their life a living hell, so that they can't use their computers, so they can't do any work, so they can't write anything. Forget about the harassment phone calls I got. Forget about the harassment texts I got. I mean, that's another topic on top. But the scary thing about this is, please realize these are remote attacks on air gap machines. So please I can't stress that enough. Smart people out there, I keep saying this, smart girls and guys, please get on top of this and figure out what's going on, because I don't have the technical expertise to reverse engineer this and see what's happening. And even if I could, they would just shut me down. So I can't, because they would see what I was doing and they would just smash my machine and shut it down. It has to be a safe environment away from these people, in a, you know, where they don't know you're doing it. Otherwise, they're gonna trash your shit just like they trash whatever they want to do here. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in a bit.